Get to Deirdre Bose, obviously, who covers these companies closely. She's in San Francisco. Deirdre, thoughts?
So I'm hearing two things in the tech community, two major advantages for Wiz itself. One is that this is a cloud-native cybersecurity company. So unlike a Palo Alto that's been around for decades, it doesn't have to sort of upgrade legacy systems. It started from the ground up to serve the cloud. And that's a big reason why it has been such a darling of the venture capital world. It has investment from Sequoia, Andreessen Horowitz, last raised at a $12 billion valuation. Obviously, what Google's buying it for represents more than double that. So a high price tag. The second big advantage, and this was very clear on the webcast that Google held this morning, is that Wiz is multi-cloud. They said multi-cloud or multiple cloud 12 times on that 20-minute webcast this morning. And what that means is that Wiz works across all the hyperscalers, and it's popular on Microsoft's Azure, Amazon's AWS, and Google Cloud. Now, Google is saying that it's going to remain multi-cloud, and that's going to remain a big advantage. But, guys, I also want to raise the idea that this could be advantage in getting it through the regulatory approvals needed for this deal to go through. The fact that it's multi-cloud means that there's less lock-in by Google. So, you couldn't make the same kind of monopoly or antitrust arguments that are obviously being made against Google in some of its other more larger business units. So that could be an advantage here. But that idea, though, that the hyperscalers are now going to be using a cybersecurity company that is owned by Google, that could actually hurt Wiz in the longer term. They may back away, and that could open up the market for other cloud-native cybersecurity players. So those are kind of the two main points that I'm hearing. Also, I can't stress enough how quickly Wiz has grown. I think it's about 5 years old. Like I said, it was cloud-native, and the growth has just been remarkable. It's growing at more than double in terms of cloud annual recurring revenue, more than double that of Palo Alto. It's rivaling CrowdStrike, and I'm told that they're aiming for $1 billion in ARR this year. That would represent a doubling from its ARR the previous year.
No question, it's been a darling, and clearly that's why Google wants it. I think that the antitrust question that I was going to raise less has to do with the Wiz and more what the DOJ's plans are for Google and whether they intend to pick up the sort of aggressive position of the Biden administration, looking into whether it's a monopoly and whether that factors in here, whether they're going to be allowed to buy another $30 billion company.
A major question. I would actually say that this regulatory overhang fits into the price to earnings multiple, the Google valuation, just as much, maybe more than the capital allocation. And it's a good question. There's some nuances. We're all trying to read the tea leaves, see what might be different from the Trump administration from the Biden administration. And we know that the DOJ is going ahead. They still want to break up Google. They wanted to separate its Chrome browser from the major business, which would be a huge hit, not just to the business, but to, Google's overall generative AI strategy. When it comes to stakes in AI companies, and this was a key nuance, the DOJ actually dropped that request from its list of things that they wanted to see changed through this lawsuit. And maybe that provides an opening. On the call this morning, that webcast, the Google team mentioned that the pace and impact of breaches are accelerating. AI brings new risks, but also new opportunities. At the same time, multi-cloud and hybrid, they're becoming the norm. So if the DOJ is softening its stance a little bit on the stakes that Google holds in AI companies like Anthropic, maybe there's a chance that they would look at this a little bit differently. And I spoke to someone close to the deal who said that they were, confident, as you would expect, that this could get through.
Yeah, I'm sure they definitely are leading with that notion for sure, Deirdre. Thank you very much.